Human design reveals who you are energetically and who you came here to be. I'm Dana, your human design guide.
And I'm Haley, on this journey with you to uncover the power of human design.
Together, we're here to explore how embracing your authentic self is the ultimate path to a life of more freedom and fulfillment.
Welcome to the Human Design Hive podcast. Let's get into it.
Hello there, Haley. How you doing?
Hi. Good.
It's good to see your smiling face always.
Yes.
So, here we go again where I don't know how to start the episode. You would think after all this time I'd know how to do that. I have found that it is one of my weakest points is knowing where to start, because I think a lot of people script things out and they know exactly what they're going to say, like, hey, we're going to get into this today. And yeah, I can't do that. I don't know why. But anyway, so here, yeah. So here we are again. We are getting ready for our January 2026. And we are going to do a transit episode today, which is what it says in the title. But to be honest, this is probably going to be our last transit episode, because we did them every month last year, and we did them the year before. And so the year before we did sun only, solar transit. Last year we incorporated the sun and the earth. And fun fact, that doesn't change. Each year, the sun and the earth move through the same gates around the same time. So it would be a little repetitive. And even if you're just finding us for the first time, I don't know, I just can't do it. I mean, for me, myself, I just don't. It feels boring to me to do it again. I'll be honest with you. I've been wrestling with it, and I thought I could add more to it. I was like, well, I could try to grab some more astrology insights and let's incorporate the whole chart. And then I realized, look, I'm working on other things that are really meant to bring value to everybody. I'm working on a Human Design Foundations course that's going to be launching in the early part of this year. I've got a audio course that I'm working on with EFT and human design, and I'm always in the process of redoing my website, trying to build out my YouTube presence. So I'm just like, I'm not going to become an astrologer at this point and try to tell you that I know how all the parts and the all the planets and everything in the chart are going to work, because I'm always learning too, and I just need to like stay in my lane and put my energy where my sacral is telling me to go. And right now it is not. So why are we doing this in January then? Why would we still do a January transit, Haley?
Because the human design year does not follow exactly the Gregorian calendar, the calendar we follow. So right. Yeah. So we decided to go through January because the Human Design New Year starts at the end of January on the 22nd. So we're going to cover that today. But this has always been an interesting perspective shift when coming into human design and looking at it this way, that, you know, New Year's Eve, January 1st, New Year's resolutions, that's not the thing. Energetically, that we should really be focusing on of doing all the things new and trying to improve the new. And people get little, like, not everybody, but some people really feel like there's this energy at this point of year, at this time of the year, because it's the first of the year, to start over and have a do-over and do it over. And then they get frustrated because they fall back into the same old patterns. And maybe not everybody, you lose momentum. What they say, all the gym memberships like spike in January and then fall off. I think plummet in like February.
Yeah. And I mean, no one's to blame for that, because that's what we've all been taught and believe, and everybody modeled after because of that, as you said, Gregorian calendar leading us astray. That because even like friends of mine who really follow the like seasonal changes, like from, you know, solstice to solstice and the moon and how everything is actually moving in nature. This is also not the time. It's the dead of winter. You know, things are still in the underground. Still,
they're hunkered down.
Yeah, they're still surviving. You know, they're not ready to break through the soil yet. I've been watching my bird feeder outside my window, which, you know, it's South Carolina. It's not that cold here, but for us, it's cold. And I noticed the bird feeder was empty for like 3 or 4 days. I had to get out to your dad. I'm like, you've got to go feed. You got to go fill that up. They need more energy. They're trying to survive the winter. I know, right? The squirrels come out, and I watched my little nature show outside.
Interestingly, I've been seeing a bunny more the past month or two than I have like previous to that. Yeah. I see him hopping across the street. Like even when it was all snowy, he was hopping around. I was like, "You better keep warm." He's so cute.
Haley loves Bunny.
They're so cute. Bunny.
Haley's first stuffed animal was Bunny. That she named Bunny.
Which Bunny no longer looks like a bunny.
No. Does Bunny still have ears? Yes, Bunny still has ears.
Yes. Just not fluffy.
I still, like I told you, I still have my Snoopy doll from when I was a little kid. I don't know why I have it, because it's up in a closet somewhere. I never gave it to anybody. Like, weird what we hold on to. But anyway, so yeah, so this is a weird time of year. It's a weird time of recording right now, because here we are talking about moving into January, and as we're recording it, it's not January, it's December.
Winter solstice.
Today is the winter solstice. That's right. But we had to get this done because next week, this time, we'll be getting ready to come out to see you in Colorado. So you, our listener, comes first, because we're making sure we get our quote unquote work done before we get to play.
Holiday break.
Holiday break. But how are you feeling this year, the end of this year, Christmas wise and stuff? I mean, I know we're coming out there later, but I have zero Christmas going on in my house, even though now everybody's going to be listening to this in January. But my point being, I don't know, it feels kind of a slow down in energy for me in that regard, but not you, is it? You're like to the hilt.
I mean, no, like Christmas is my favorite holiday, so like I have so many Christmas decorations up. It is amazing. But I mean, like our actual Christmas is going to be like very quiet. It's just going to be me and Presley. So like it does at times also not feel like it's going to be Christmas, because like I didn't even take off work the day after Christmas because I was going to be out week after. So it's like it doesn't feel the most Christmassy, and like Presley is not in the Christmas spirit at all.
Is he ever?
He does say he does.
He's a spirited person.
He says he likes Christmas.
Well, that's good. Well,
did you get my card though?
I did. Didn't I tell you?
No. So now you guys have a tree.
Oh, I did. Yeah, she sent me a pop-up card, which broke.
Oh, who broke it?
Which, me. Well, it had a little pull tab. I guess it was not supposed to be pulled. It was just a prop.
Yeah, it's the stand.
He had figured it out for me. It's on the mantle. So we do have a tree. I thought I sent you a text that said thank you for our Christmas tree. No. I did it in my head. Sorry.
It's okay.
All right. So now that everybody's like, okay, it's January. Why are we talking about Christmas? It's just what we're feeling right now. But okay, let's talk about January. So we said everybody starts feeling like there needs to be movement and there needs to be forward action, and enough of this, you know, slacking off at Christmas time. And because a lot of people that whole week before, I mean, between Christmas and New Year's, just forget about it. You know, it's like a blur. Well, I think especially this time of year being right in the middle of the week,
those 2 days, which I love. But but so really, as we're gonna look at these transits, we're not going to I hope beat it to death too much, because we did it again, or did it before last year. But it's I think it's probably one of the more important transit episodes to remind people that, we're still in the quarter of mutation, so we're still about kind of reevaluating and looking at maybe what had happened in the year, what we, intended to do, what really happened, what kind of progress we made, what kind of growth was there, what do we want to do again the next year. So this month is really about more starting to lay those foundations, because we move from mutation into, which mutation is transformation, it's moving from one thing to another, and back into the first quarter, which is going to be the quarter of initiation. And so it's really about still looking back. What did we do? What do we want to do next? But not really jumping into it. So it's like preparing the ground for, like we said, everything is still underground. It's not. Yeah.
It's still reflection and making plans, but it's not actually initiating anything yet. You're not supposed to be starting anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, it's like you're kind of in that space of like, well, okay, it's a new year. I'm going to do something maybe new or something different. But you need to always get clear on the why of it first before you start implementing the how, because we've been taught so much to just jump into action. And if anything, human design teaches you that that's not the first thing you should always do. Some of us are gifted with being able to just feel the energy and get into action like manifestors, but most of us need something.
Even that still, they're responding to something that's internal. They have to have that internal preparation before they can do that.
That's right, Grasshopper. Oh, and to somebody who said on YouTube, I don't know if that was patronizing or not. Somebody made a comment that the patronizing energy is distracting. I was like, what?
What?
Okay, context maybe, I don't know. So just now when I said, oh, Grasshopper, I was like, somebody's gonna be upset. Okay. I'm proud of you and how much you've learned. I love your contributions.
Thank you. I didn't think it was patronizing.
I mean, if anything, it should be matronizing, right? I'm your mother.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe they didn't know that. Maybe they think I'm just some old bag that's like telling you what to do all the time. And I'm like, God, she talks down to her a lot. Why does she treat her like a child? We always forget that part that it's so clear to us that I'm
not obvious to everyone.
Because we look so similar in age. Oh my God, sorry. Sorry. Just lost that fan. So anyways. Wasn't a fan anyhow. Lost that viewer. Okay. Let's see if they comment on that. That'd be fun. Anyways. So let's look at it. Okay, let's just go. Let's just do it. So we start the January transits in your beloved husband's sun gate 54, because it's on January 5th. We start with gate 54, and his birthday's the 6th. Gate 54, the gate of ambition, Marian Maiden, divine inspiration, and the Earth's in gate 53, beginnings, development, starting. So what's the first thing you notice about those? Where are they both?
They are both in the root. That's
right. And these are those pairings of gates with their channels that make them like very confusing.
Yes.
If you have, dyslexia with words or is there number dyslexia?
It's something. It's called something different, but yeah.
I'm sorry.
There's a number one.
Yes, because 54 is with gate 32 in that channel. which I didn't write the channel names down because I'm always like, oh, I remember the channels. That is, can't remember. I know the 5342 is the other one. That's maturation. Transformation. 5432, transformation. 5342, maturation. So, okay. So here we are. You've got, I mean, what do you know about these two gates? Do you know anything about these two gates? Let's see. The root center gates, right?
Yeah, so they're that adrenalized pulsing energy.
Which the root, that pulse is like getting into action. It's like that pulse of momentum in a way.
Yes. Let's see, 54.
Gate of ambition.
Ambition, yeah. So, and then 53 was, what was the name
Beginnings.
of it? Beginnings. Okay, yeah. So my husband definitely is grounded in that beginnings one. He is always wanting to start something new, like, and even when he starts something new, he'll be with it like all in with it for maybe a month tops. Then he's like, all right, I'm on to the next new thing.
Well, yeah, he does not have the full channel with gate 42, which the reason it's called maturation, that channel, is because 53 is about beginnings and 42 is about completing cycles, like coming to the end of the cycle. And so it makes it a little bit easier to maybe stick with it. But so 54 reaches over towards the 32, which is duration, and it's in the spleen. And we know that movement from the root to the spleen is a lot about also creation sometimes. It's like wanting to build and master. And so this ambition in this gate is it's the desire, like ambition is, to drive, or excuse me, the drive to rise and maybe improve your circumstances or move up in life, which is why it's also called the very misogynistic name of Marian Maiden. But it's interesting because it is a pressure to transform. There's that pulse, that transformation, your current situation. And as it reaches towards 32 is about knowing what has the potential for endurance and to go the distance. And so there's the energy that completes those two. So it's like when that pulse of energy is there, if you have the full channel, it kind of knows how to transform. That's the transformation, how it's going to bring something through. And so 54 then is more long-term focused, because those energies that are moving over towards the spleen, there's going to be this overall theme and time of working towards mastery and creation. So so there's a lot of, recognizing opportunities, advancement, all that stuff. So then the 53, well, it's also a root center gate, but it's responding because it's connected to the sacral center, right? So really there's more of initiating energy, I think, than the 54, because of where it's connected to. It's connected to a power source, right? The spleen is not a motor, but the sacral is. So you've got the root motor connected to the sacral motor. So it's, let's go, right? But there's always going to be timing involved, because the root center, we don't know when things are going to happen. It just kind of is on or it's off. It's there or it's not. And there's root center energy is, you kind of have to be prepared for it, for when it does hit, right? And so this urge that, Presley gets to get into action, like I said, it's not always there. What these two working together then is, he's going to have this pressure all the time to want to initiate something new, but he needs to also touch in with what really has the potential for something to move forward, instead of just really succumbing to the pressure of wanting to just get into action. Because he has a defined route. Yeah, he has the 1858, right? That defines his route. Does he have any other? We don't know. I'm not looking at his chart right now.
No, it's the only definition in the root.
Yeah.
But
you know, one of the shadows there in that 53 is that kind of once you've begun something is almost like a fear of committing to it. You know, it's like the rush is in the starting. But and with I mean, there's so many other things in his chart, but this is, you know, very present energy because it's his, you know, sun and earth, right? It's part of his incarnation cross, all that stuff. And, you know, he's going to feel frustrated when things are moving too slow. You know, he can sometimes push too hard or too fast, you know, because 53 is supposed to really help him get grounded in clarity over what really needs to move forward, if that makes sense. Because it's when it's sacral energy, there's going to be things for him to respond to. He is a generator. And so touching in with, is this something that really feels exciting? Or, you know, is this really giving me a sacral hit, a yes? Or is the mind getting involved and saying, well, this makes sense? Because that 54, that ambition, he is tending to look more towards what has potential. And I know he's very like structure focused and ambition focused, obviously. And what can grow his income, his career path, all that stuff. I know he's, you know, he's into all that stuff, which is good. The job he's in now, like we said, the role he's in now is a lot more tapping into that. But so there can be a little bit of tension here in that 53, like we just said, always wants to go, but the 54 wants to make sure it's going in the right direction because it really does want to build something real. 53 just kind of wants to get going sometimes. And so, but then that's good that when he does have something, or when somebody with this gate has something, 54, they have, you know, when that drive is, you know, when they've really focused and they've decided it can go, right? It can go. So during this kind of transit, it's really asking, you know, or looking at those themes of ambition and beginnings. So there's going to be maybe a pressure, even collectively, since this is affecting everybody on the planet. Interestingly enough, pressure to initiate something new, which makes sense, right? At the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
But does that mean it's the right time to start something new? No, because the 54 is like, okay, but are you really grounded, focused in what you want to initiate, really? But there is a lot of desire to improve circumstances, status, maybe your health, you know, anything that you have ambitions for is definitely there. But, you know, so this energy is strong, but not everything that started is meant to be finished. So that's just something to remember. And really paying attention to what's worth starting. What are you willing to commit to? Versus just feeling that impulse to get into action. So it's like before you start the year-long membership, because you think that's going to like get you to commit to going to the gym every day, really evaluating what your goals are. Like, what is your quote unquote ambition, you know, in that sense for your health and well-being? What are you trying to improve? You know, is it losing, you know, 25 pounds, or is it making your heart healthier? Is that something you could do by being at home? Do you need the accountability? You know, just really evaluating what your real intentions are at this point before you maybe jump into action on something that you later, you know, lose the energy for because it's not really aligned action for you.
Yeah. You got to get to the root of it.
Don't do that to me when I just drank a glass of water. A drink of water. Drink a full glass. Okay, so yeah, so just some questions during that time. Like we just said, what are you really ready to commit to? Is it something you can sustain? What kind of growth are you actually seeking? And what are you choosing to begin? So just really evaluating those themes. So Anything you want to say there? Besides more puns?
No, okay. I don't have any more puns.
Okay. All right. So on the 11th, 1/11/26, we're moving into, the sun's going to go into gate 61, the gate of mystery, inner truth, and also in quantum, she calls it wonder. Do you find it? Look up at the very, very tippy top.
Oh my God.
There it is. It's connected to gate 24 in the, so it's a head gate connected to 24 in the channel of awareness. Okay, now don't go too far away because the Earth is in gate 62, which connects with 17 there. So 62 is the gate of details. I don't know, whenever I go to talk about this gate, I always want to say details. It's like I forget how to use how I usually say that word, details, gate of details. Also called the preponderance of the small.
Yes.
And in quantum, it's called preparation. And it connects to 17 there in the ajna. So 62 is the throat gate. Connects to 17, channel of acceptance. So here we have 61. This is the beginning of how the information comes through to us from the field. It comes through logical thinking, abstract thinking, and then in gate 61, it is just a new way of information just coming through. It is an inner knowing. Inner truth is like what it's called in the I Ching. So it's just part of the individual circuitry. It's where information just drops in, and a lot of times it's new, it's innovative. It's called the gate of mystery because there is a certain quality to it that does not have explanation and takes some time to filter through to any kind of languaging as it moves down through the chart. And so those head gates all create pressure. This is the pressure to understand like deeper truths. They call it mystery because it is also a pressure to kind of understand and seeking answers to the mysteries of the universe or the mysteries of life, like, in quantum, she calls it wonder, it's just this playing field really of the unknown, really. And, this is a knowingness that comes through not by formulating or trying to put pieces together. It literally just drops in. It's like 1 minute it's there and the next minute it's not. So it needs some time and some space to allow it to just marinate. So people who have this gate tend to be very thoughtful people, contemplative, even if they're not saying they're contemplating. They're kind of deep thinkers because there's a lot going on mentally that they're trying to understand. It can be a little difficult if you don't have that gate 24, which helps, kind of start to conceptualize and bring some sort of structure and meaning to that, to then be translated through the 43 into the 23. Really, this is a place where you're not really supposed to, at this point, try to put it all together. It is a place to just let it marinate, let it sift and sort, I mean, I kind of just had the image of like how, something in the water, like it gets stirred up and then it just filters down and settles. Down. Yeah, that's how I see it, like moving down through the Ajna to kind of make some sense of it. So that's the sun gate. So this real innovative thinking, new ideas. And then gate 62 is quite different. It's part of the logical circuitry, and it's called the gate of details. It wants to categorize things. It wants to be able to put language to logical structures and how things are going to work. And, this is, connects to gate 17, gate of opinions. It's like, it's part of bringing that logical understanding of structures and things to be expressed, to be able to tell people what the formulation is, or what the idea is, or what we think is going to happen, that kind of thing. It wants to, she calls it preparation. It wants to prepare people. It's attention to facts, details, naming, labeling, articulating information, organizing thought. It's like the opposite, right? Of what we were just talking about, which is interesting. One wants to play and one wants detail, which, when you think about when they say people, opposites attract, almost is what I feel here. It's like you need a little bit of balance of both, because 61 could get in the shadow, kind of obsessive mental pressure, overthinking things, a little bit too much in their head, feeling really uncertain, forcing answers, all that kind of thing, and may actually be confusing that pressure of wanting to find meaning with actually finding clarity. Like, you can't force what comes through gate 61. It has to be allowed to settle. And then, gate 62 could be a little bit, as we just, talked about, too nitpicky, too detailed, too, not allowing the mystery to unfold, just, wanting everything to be tight and structured and,
in its place.
Really using the play. And a lot of times people use logic and structure as a safety net against wanting to go deeper in exploration of, like, the things we don't know in this world. Because that can be, kind of scary. So you have that tension between mystery and, wanting, facts, receipts, details. Sorry. Little Real Housewives reference there. So, okay. So, here, how this plays out, right? So, gate 62 can help support gate 61 by helping kind of keep a, I don't want to say keep a lock on, but help prevent some overwhelm.
Yeah, I kind of see it. Gate 61 could kind of be this gate that, like, you could almost get lost in the mystery, just get lost in the unknown and all of that. And then I see the 62 as kind of like I think of like a balloon for 61, and then 62 is like the base that you tie the balloon to so it doesn't float away.
That's one way to look at it. That's true. Yeah. I like that. Yeah, and even though they're not, they don't connect in the chart, right? They're not, but they are programming partners, meaning they're always traveling together around the mandala. And it could also be support or help in, since it's a throat gate, talking about articulation and maybe sometimes being able to speak it or express it, maybe what you're contemplating, what you're thinking, could help bring a little bit of clarity. I know I don't have either one of these gates defined in my chart, but I know that sometimes that happens to me, where it's like you sometimes don't know really what's simmering around in there until you try to explain it. And 62 wants to be the explainer. It wants to try and explain those things. So it's interesting how they travel together. So again, more pressure around not really this time getting into action, but wanting to find answers, wanting to get to answers quickly. But, and they might arrive, these answers might arrive unexpectedly, but it's more going to be in that space where you're not trying to force it. It's going to be more in that taking your mind off of it kind of thing, getting away from it. And to remember that they're, I think, being open to a little bit of mystery and wonder, especially in this time where you're kind of seeing where you've been, like what you went through and where you want to go, is also, I think, a space to kind of open that up a little bit, allows possibility of something new to kind of land in your awareness that might not have occurred to you before. And yeah, so that's part of that right there. So maybe give yourself a little time during that transit to let your mind wander. Maybe if you have some things, then you have people that are willing to kind of explore the mystery with you, chit chat a little bit, or maybe try writing some things down of what you're thinking about or contemplating, or asking yourself open-ended questions without necessarily answering them, is a good way to help stimulate that energy, I think. And just kind of sit with the pressure. I know it can feel uncomfortable, but asking yourself if these are things that need an answer, if it just needs time to like kind of, marinate, let it come through at its right time, as you move into the next phase. Okay, so let's move on. January 17th. Getting close here to the end of the year, but we're not quite there yet. So, interestingly enough, the sun's going to move into gate 60, the gate of acceptance. So, drop back down to the root. You see it?
Deep.
There we are on the other end of the individual circuit, a different kind of pressure. So gate 60, acceptance. It's also an I Ching limitation, and she also calls it conservation in quantum human design. And then the earth is in gate 56, traveling back up to the throat. Gate of stimulation, also called the wanderer, and also in quantum called expansion. Okay. So 60, gate of acceptance, limitation. I know you know what this one's about, right?
Yes. It's...
Let's play with it. Remember, there's no
I don't know, I have to...
right definition. It's okay, talk it out.
No, I think I have to explain it more as the entire channel, because the entire channel, I think I know that we're with these gates with the channel, not entirely sure now. It's one of those where we've said, like, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Like, this, so this might be more specific to this gate. This gate's about, like, keeping what needs to be kept to prevent entire collapse, but it's, like, keeping what is working. And the channel is about, like, all right, we're keeping what works, but we need to change some things.
That's right. The channel is called mutation, and you're right. It's this is the limitation part of it is that when you are in the state of mutation, this is that pressure to get into action, to create something new, right? It's, you can't just, you can, but the results may not be what you were looking for, what you intended, because, change needs a little bit of structure to hold on to for it to be lasting change. And not everything can just be forced. So it's like, we have this habit in society and people and structures that things get very limited and structures feel old and stagnant. And there's this tendency to want to just radically change everything. And that usually doesn't work. As much as we want to, even as much as we want everything to be radically different, there's still certain things that are worth holding on to, that as you move forward gives you something steady and solid to hang on to anchor into as you bring that new change forward. And it also shows that, things change, lasting change. Even though they call a mutation, like in science, when there's a mutated gene, it just does something totally different, right? But it creates a lot of chaos when it does that a lot of times. And the lesson here is to accept that there are certain limitations when you are moving into new stages. And that's a good thing, because it's creating lasting change, like I said, by having some sort of structure there. And I always say it's like the more conservative, side of the coin, because conservative a lot of time wants to always stay the same, but it's connected to a gate that's always forward thinking and creating change. So they go hand in hand. So then, gate 56 up there in the throat is called stimulation. It's connected to gate 11, which is the gate of ideas, and together they create the channel of curiosity. This is the gate that we love, which is like the storyteller, taking all the information, the stories, the what do we call him, the minstrel, the bard. The bard, traveling along, telling the stories, creating the narrative, all your travels and adventures and whatever. Gestalt, what was that his name?
Geralt. Yeah. Toss a coin to your victor.
Right. So it's in the abstract circuitry, which is about, looking to the past, finding meaning from what happened, from experience. But then there's also within this energy, specifically in this gate, it is throat center gate. It's called stimulation. There is a desire for that kind of variety and experience. And it likes to teach through stories rather than instruction. It's kind of a playful energy in a way, I think, and it's kind of has that gift of being able to teach through story. These two gates, there is going to be, this kind of the programming partners, how they work between stimulation, limitation, structure, and exploration. And 56 it could kind of do the marketing work, I guess, in a way for the gate 60 of, reframing what some of these limitations are through, finding the meaning in them of, creating a new story as to why we may need to, hold on to this idea or wait or be a little bit more patient instead of just jumping headlong into everything.
Or even like, I can also see it's that 56 is kind of reframing something that you thought needed to be kept when it actually doesn't.
That's another way of looking at it for sure. I like it. So during this time, what we're going to be seeing is a lot of discernment and thought perhaps around what should be preserved versus what should be released. Again, as you're planning your new year moving forward, not everything was lost. Not everything was for naught. You've had to have made progress in some ways, right? When you're trying to start over and start new, it's again, not creating a good foundation if you just try to change everything about you at once or about your situation at once. What is things that served you, that can continue to still serve you and what doesn't, that limits aren't, punishments, they can be things that help you. Yeah, they can help you evolve by having something to anchor to. And so there could be a lot of curiosity at this time because it does connect to that gate of curiosity, the 56, and really looking at the past experiences you had and maybe finding a new story or a new way of explaining these experiences to yourself or whatever to help support your future change. So I don't know, what could that look like? I always go back to, obviously, it seems like everybody's New Year's resolutions always have to do with health, or some kind of a lot of times the resolutions feels like something they want to get rid of, instead of what they want to move toward.
It's like something they want to stop doing.
Yeah, a lot of times, I think. And, well, here's the time to look at it and be like, well, is that something I really need to just like completely get rid of? Or was there a way that it served me in some way? So really asking yourself how boundaries can help you support your growth, and really what are the stories you're telling yourself? And you have the choice to tell new stories and find new ways of moving forward. All right, so we've got two more. And now on January 22nd, we finally move into the human design new year. This is where it starts. On January 22nd, the sun moves into gate 41, down in the root center again. It's a gate of contraction. It's also called decrease and imagination. And the earth is in gate 31, moving up again to the throat. Gate of influence, gate of leading in the I Ching, and called the leader in quantum. So, gate 41. Why do we start here?
It's a good question.
It's a good question. Well, it's a root center gate. There's a good start. There's an impulse to create. But we see that it's reaching towards the solar plexus. So this is a different kind of creating. This is intentional creating. It's not reactive. It is being intentional. And so there's a lot of themes within gate 41 about imagination, envisioning, being inventive, anticipation. It connects to gate 30, which is the gate of passion. And so this is a collective gate, the energy there. And it's really the pressure to begin a new cycle of experience, to begin a new experience. Because that collective, those channels that go through the solar plexus there, the 40, 31 up to the 36, 35, is it 35, 36? I always get them backwards.
36 is in the solar plexus.
That's what I thought. Okay, yeah. Those are about experience and who you want to experience it with, what you want to experience. You know, what do you have passion for? What is your dream? Like, these are where dreams are born. It's the hunger for something different, something more fulfilling. They talk about fantasy a lot, you know, as a seed for experience. It's like just letting your mind go wild. What do you really want and why do you want it? What's the feeling you're reaching for? Because this is emotional anticipation of what could be. It's desire. It's all of this. Desire is rooted in your imagination and possibility. As it's reaching over to the gate of desire. So, are you emotionally ready for what's to come? What is it you're striving for? And then gate 31, it's quite different in a way. This is about leadership energy. It's natural leadership. It connects to gate 7 there, right? In the G center. Connects up to the 31 in the channel of the alpha. Gate 31, that channel, I always talk about, this is where democracy, kind of the voice of the people is. And so gate 31 is a gate of influence, and it gives voice to what the collective is striving for. This is a leadership that is like recognized and elected in a way. It's like, you're going to help us lead the way. It's supported relationship, but there's also still a lot of potential energy in that and a lot of recognition in that. And so that gate helps guide and lead others by putting voice to the direction of what they need. So it's like, when you think about the spokesperson, the one who speaks for everyone is like the voice of the people, right? It is, this is where we need to go. This is what we need to do. This is how everybody thrives, does better, speaking for the collective, providing vision, orientation. So it's an invited leadership. So gate 41 feels a lot more internally focused at times, but still it's a collective gate, same as gate 31 is collective energy as well, orientated towards the group. 41 imagines the possibilities, but 31 helps like choose the direction of where we need to go. So there's initiating the emotional journey, and then there's also structure and leadership to it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So, and I see, like, even though 41, like you're saying, is that collective energy, and you said, like, it still feels like it's an internal thing, like it's in individuals' desires and stuff. I still, being like collective energy, it's like something that the individual desires, but it's gonna, in a way, somehow benefit the collective.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah, it's taking that your own personal drive, like you said, and takes your desire and actually puts it into a purposeful direction that probably will. I mean, they're all in collective energy, like you said, so they are in some way meant for others, not just for yourself.
Yeah.
And so,
which is also an interesting way to start the new year, the new human design year. It's like,
well,
collectively, hi.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it asks the question, like, what do you want to feel? What is it leading towards? What is this desire going to bring into the world? Not just to yourself, but also, like, how is it going to contribute to all that? So during this time, there is going to be, again, like we said, that kind of more emotional pressure to be envisioning a future, of new experiences, maybe new relationships, new things that you want to do and achieve, and why is that? What is the experience you're looking for? Realizing that, using your imagination and the power of your imagination is how you take steps towards, the actual manifesting of what you want. It's, your personal desires maybe gain momentum and find focus when they are aligned with benefit of the collective with others. I mean, it doesn't mean everything you do has to have a outward focus component, that, I can't just go do what I want to do because it's not going to benefit everybody else. But if you yourself are fulfilled and it's something that is really deep in desire and you're honoring that, I believe that ripples out to others in a positive way.
Yeah, you gotta, if you yourself are happy, you're just gonna make other people happy.
Yeah, as long as you're not hurting anybody else. But, it's supported by energy that's, hopefully putting the guardrails on that. So ask yourself, what is asking to be acknowledged right now? Where is this desire for something new leading you? Are you still just making sure you're in the imagination envisioning phase and not trying to initiate right away? See what direction it wants to lead you. So that's the beginning of the year. Now we move into and let's also say when we move into the new year, we move into a new quarter, which is the quarter of initiation, as we said. Yes. And its function, purpose fulfilled through the mind. So there is a lot of, it's called initiation, but again, we are still in the planning phases of finding clarity of what we really want, who we want to do it with, what we want it to do, what we want to build, where we want to go.
It's called initiation, but it's still not creating anything yet.
Yes, it's not in form yet. That's as we move into the next quarter after that, we'll be getting into form. So gate Sun is going to, on the 28th, Sun's going to move into gate 19, root center. Interesting, all these gates, yeah. Gate 19 is the gate of wanting, also called in the I Ching approach. And in quantum, she calls it attunement. And then Earth is in gate 33, gate of privacy, retreat, and retelling. So here we have these, again, these root gates with throat gates.
It's interesting.
Root gates with throat gates. It's like the urge to move, the urge to get there, but then also, even though these are throat gates are very dependent on what?
And I don't know.
They're both dependent on the same thing, timing. And throat gates also are dependent on recognition, especially if they're not connected to a motor, of knowing the right time and the right people, being able to touch into or tap into that. So anyways, sorry, I didn't mean to.
Well, I was going to say the environment, so I maybe wasn't entirely off.
Yeah, I mean, it's, are you in the right place? Are the right people ready to hear? Are they asking for it? Is it, or you...
Is it the right time?
Well, again, there's a theme there with the throat of unless, like I said, you have a channel that's connected to a motor. But these are what they call projected energies, and these are you, the lesson there is always, are you initiating when you shouldn't be? Because if you are, if you haven't been recognized, asked, or have the ability to do it, it's not the right time. Mm-hmm. So you can see this, correlation here between the two. So, okay, gate 19 has a lot of sensitivity in it. It connects to the solar plexus through the gate 49, and that's, gate of principles, and together they create the channel of synthesis. Mm-hmm. And as I said, 19 has a lot of sensitivity attached to it because it's called the gate of wanting, because it's looking for connection. It's looking for belonging. It's looking for the people to connect with, right? It has a heightened sensitivity to needs, to their own needs and to other people's needs. Mm-hmm. It has an awareness of what's required for survival, connection. It's tribal. It knows that you need to have people that align with your values, your goals, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So in that 1949, we talk about a lot of that black and white thinking. Mm. That for people with this channel, a lot of times, if they choose to bring you into their life, especially this is where marriage and divorce lives, because if they choose to bring you in, they expect you to honor the same things that they honor. It's like, it's a vulnerable place. It's like very sensitive. It's like, mm-hmm. I feel like you are the right person to build with or do with. And if someone breaks that trust, it's just done. It is. There is no turning back. It's over. Mm-hmm. And so there's not a lot of wiggle room there for people with these energies. But that's because there's the real strength here, and lessons to be learned and from people with this energy is about your own sensitivity, and also setting boundaries, because when you are sensitive, boundaries are extremely important, because to help, protect your own self. Mm-hmm. And to not get yourself in these, situations where you are hurt or people do break your trust. You've got to find that balance there. Mm-hmm. But also, I think people sometimes with that energy tend to try to do things on their own. They don't always want to depend on people because they are afraid of being hurt, or they can be over accommodating to other people. There's a real balance there. They can be easily feel like rejected. I mean, it's in the word, it's sensitivity. I mean, there's actually not part of it, but wanting, you think about wanting, it's like another mm-hmm. form of desire. Because they want people. They want to be around people. They want to bond with people, but it has to be people that really value them, right? Mm-hmm. There's a lot of sensitivity in the sense there. People with that gate also have connections to, are sensitive to animals, usually people with gate 19. Yes. You have 19, right?
Yes, it's my conscious moon.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Well, how do you feel about all those descriptions? Because moon is your emotional state. It was what mm-hmm. motivates you. It's what you need emotionally. How's that explain a lot for you?
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm very much... Luckily, I haven't been hurt by too many people, so that's good. But, like, very mm-hmm. much it can be, like, I will cut you off.
I was going to say, but people who have crossed a line with you or have disappointed you, it's very hard to let them off. Back in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, like...
You're not mean to them, but you just don't trust them anymore.
No, I got... the biggest betrayal, I went no contact. Still have no contact.
Yeah.
Right. But, like... It's also, I think, a lot of, like, in that gate, in the wanting, like, I see it as, like, wanting to be seen. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel having this energy, like, I want the people that I bring into my life to see me, for me. Oh, and, like, I want them to know what I need because I know what they need.
There you go. You're a projector with gate 19 as your moon.
Yeah. Yeah. And... I do think sometimes I can read Bailey's mind. It's maybe not the hardest, but I can just tell when she's different. Yeah.
Bailey
but
is
I
her
just
dog.
know, like, yes, yeah. Like the other night, we were down in the basement setting up the bookcase for Presley's office, and she was being like really needy and like really in our faces because we're like sitting on the floor. And at one point, Presley was sitting on the floor, and she goes up to him, sits in front of him, stares at him, and then reaches out a paw to him. And I was like, "What is she doing?" And then when we come back up, she had to go to the bathroom. So she was like, "Hello."
Did you read her mind, or did you read her mind?
I knew something was off.
she needed something. Yeah. Look at that. I was looking at the cats behind me. You can't see them, but yeah. So that's the sun gate. Is this needing to belong, wanting to connect, finding the right tribe, the right people. And then gate 33, privacy, retreat. So this is a pull towards resting, withdrawal, retreat. So it's connected to gate 13, right? And this energy here, I really love the themes in this channel. Gate 13 is the listener, and gate 33 is the retelling, the privacy, retreat. And this is more of that storytelling energy. And I love it because it tells us that in order to really gain an understanding of what has happened, what has occurred, we need time away. We need to rest. We really need to take that time to sit with it, to understand what the meaning is. It's needing privacy and time to process your experience because it's in that abstract circuitry, collective energy. And you really gain wisdom of the experience by taking a step back, not trying to force the meaning again. And, there's a lot of energy there between being visible and not being, a visible out there, like pulling back, when to go. It's called, retreat as well. But it's also about, in the channel there, it's about the energy of, I like how she talks about it in quantum human design, of the narrative, of what is the narrative? What is the narrative you want to have? You get to, and she calls it retelling 33, you get to decide what the experience was about and what it means about you and what it means going forward. Because so many of us, when we come to human design or personal development, we all have stories. We all have stories we've been telling ourselves or other people have been telling us about ourselves our whole lives. And this is the energy here that gets to say, wait a minute. I get to decide what that's going to be. And so I love the energy there because there's so much power, I think, in that gate and in that channel of really reshaping people's lives, right? So it's interesting as programming partners, you've got this gate 19 that's wanting to connect. It wants to seek closeness. It is sensitive to other people's needs and hopefully your own needs. While gate 33 is wanting a little bit of distance. It's wanting to pull away, so you got one reaching out, one pulling in.
Yeah. But
a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, when you look at it like big picture like that, but I also kind of see them working a little more harmoniously because like with the 33, it's like gaining this personal understanding of yourself, which can then translate to the 19 of like making sure that you're not just doing what the other person wants. Like it helps you stand firm in your person.
Right. You're so true. You're so right, because there could be old habits, old stories that maybe have gotten you into situations where you shouldn't have maybe given so much to certain people or places. And gate 33 gives you that energy or that permission to know that before you move into any new connections, before you proceed, what was learned from the past, what do you need to move forward so that you can set healthier boundaries, right? in the future. It's very good.
Thanks.
Well, there I go with that patronage.
That person, I feel sorry for them because I don't ever feel that from you.
Oh, that's sweet. We just have fun. But yeah, also I should say in gate 19, sensitivity also has that kind of, these people can be a bit reactive and sensitive to things at times. That gate 33 can give it a little bit of space to like breathe and be like, let's not be so reactive. Let's take a step back, see what's really going on here. Is that really the story? Is that really what's happening? And because I know I joke about the black and white thinking there, or emotional processing, maybe more than thinking, between that 19 and that 49. But having black or white thinking, yes or no, you're in, you're out, you're dead to me kind of thing, can be detrimental to you as well. You know, it can be protective, but it also, I think, in order to encourage growth as a person, you have to see people as also people who sometimes make decisions that they didn't intend to make. Maybe they didn't intend to hurt you. What caused them to do the thing? You know, it's not excusing certain things, but maybe giving someone the benefit of the doubt. Maybe just once. You don't have to, you know, fool me once, whatever, fool me twice, that whole kind of thing. But I think if you are so quick to always just cut people off, you yourself are not going to be growing in that way, because I feel like when you do that, you keep closing yourself off and closing yourself off, where if you can take a step back and allow the 33 space to kind of like look at the bigger picture and is that really what happened? What was my part in it? You know, that's a really important thing when it comes to relationships and growth is, yes, people do shitty things, but you know, what was happening? You know, what was your part in it? What, you know, maybe you had no part in it. It's, you know, that's fine too. Yeah. But if we get in the habit of just being like, well, I'm right and you're wrong, that's not good either.
Yeah. I mean, I think I had something I was going to say.
It's okay.
But it was kind of about, I mean, it was like, talking about 33 processing, it's kind of like this understanding of like, is that really what was said? Because I think where a lot of times I get hurt if I'm having a conversation with Presley that then turns into an argument is because he'll say something like, I may suggest something and he'd be like, no, that's a dumb idea. And then I take that as, it is rude. I take that as more personal than it is as like, he's calling me dumb. Exactly. When I know it's not what he is, but in that moment, in that reactiveness, it hurts. And then it becomes a whole bigger thing.
Well, and there's a story there too. So you have to evaluate like, well, what's maybe not in that moment, but before you react and create a bigger problem, you know, well, why does that hurt? Well, first of all, it's rude. You shouldn't. Yeah. But he would never think you're a dumb person.
No, and he tells me that when we have this argument.
Right? Yeah. Exactly.
But it hurts every time.
Well, of course. You know, he's a lot.
He's not as sensitive.
He's a 1-3 generator man. Okay, so he's just like very
with a ton of individual gates and circuitry.
So he's not even aware that he's like necessarily having that effect on you. Yeah, but it's your job.
It's a work in process.
And this is what we're talking about here. It's like, this is the growth that happens when you can, you know, be able to eventually articulate to him why it hurts. And this is something, you know, this is obviously a relationship you want to keep going. So you're going to set certain boundaries like, hey, try not to say that because it's very hurtful, you know, find a different way of saying it.
Yeah. Say, maybe not go with that idea.
I'm going to teach them. That may not be the best idea.
Yeah, there you go.
Or, Haley, why do you think that's a good idea? I'm just thinking about how Presley talks. He can be rather blunt, but God, he cracks me up. I can't wait to see him and you to laugh. We're going to have a good time.
Yes.
Okay, so end of January there as we move into February, which is, we start talking about relationships more just because of Valentine's Day. We'll see what the energy, maybe support that there. But
if I remember from last year, I think some of them, I do think the gates are a little more relational in February.
Yeah, I'm not looking at it off the top of my head, but I think you're right. But, which is interesting. Which came first, right? But anyways, so as we close out January and this month, there's going to be a little heightened sensitivity, needs, boundaries, emotional contracts. Maybe take some time to be alone, figure out what you really need, especially as you're moving forward and, moving in through these new energies of who you want to be with, what you want to create, why you want to do it. Like, these are all the questions that are there in January of like, where have you been? Where are you going? And why? Now is not the how. It's just what happened and what was the meaning. Why do we do that? Why do we want to do something different? So that's important to remember towards the end of January. So there we go. We did it.
We did it.
Could be the last transit episode. Now, it doesn't mean we won't talk about these themes, but like I said, I want to, let you all know that every gate has been thoroughly explained. If you go back and listen, as you don't see one for February, maybe go back and look at last year. But also, if you're curious about what's happening in the cosmos, I do send out a roughly weekly, every 6 days, solar transit update. If you're on my email list, you'll get those, so you at least know what the predominant energy is out there, where the sun is at the time, and what the themes are, and some things to consider, and some contemplated questions to work with, so you can get on my email list for that. Yeah, it's been fun doing these episodes, but I think its time has played out.
We have come to completion.
We have come to this form is completed. We are now spending this time in January. We will be doing the same things everybody else is doing. Is where do we go from here? What did we learn? What did we need? What do we not need? Why do we need it? And what do we want to do next? It's exciting. It's good. Contemplative time. Maybe we can do that when we're together a little bit. Maybe.
Yes.
Or we just kind of hang out in each other's energy and have a good time.
Yeah.
Exciting. Haley shared with me, I asked her if she had things planned for us while we were there. She's like, well, I have a few things. And she's like, I wrote them down. I've got 7 things here. 4 involve food. So that's good. And then she said 2 of them are ice cream related.
And one's just lemonade. So, and the only one is like substantial food.
What is the lemonade thing? It's a place that has lemonade?
Yeah, it's like just it's a shop downtown that I think is like they just sell lemonade.
That's definitely just for Lakeland, because I'm
Yes.
not really down with the lemonade. I mean, tastes good, but think about that one. All right, so Haley, we got through the transits. It's the end of the episode. So that means it is time for
the Incarnation Cross of the Week.
Feels like forever since you've done one now.
I know.
Well, almost a month. But yes, so at the end of each episode, we tried to highlight an Incarnation cross. There's 192 of them. I tell you, on my list, my little Notion spreadsheet form, whatever you want to call it, of all my incarnation crosses, I was like, wow, it's getting pretty full of ones we've done on the, now that I kept track of which ones we've done on the podcast, because apparently there was a time there where I was just repeating them and not even realizing we had just done that one. But that's where organization.
I say that happened because someone else needed to hear it. The universe did that.
I say it's because I am not organized and I need to get more organized.
I am. We are reframing the narrative.
The gate of details is like, get your shit straight. Okay. So we try to highlight each one. As you know, we do like the Incarnation Cross around here, and I do want to point out that we did do a live workshop back in November, which is on the website at any time for purchase, where you can get the replay of that 2-hour workshop where we went through all things, what defines cross, what it means, different aspects of how it shows up in your design, depending on your type, all the stuff. So that is always on the website if you want to check that out.
Sorry, just punched my desk. Sorry. Sorry. Right in the middle of your speech.
You made the point for me. Very important. Go check it out. Bong. Okay.
Sorry.
It's funny how microphones work. It's like a very little touching of the arm, and it's just a massive sound.
I know. That was just hitting my desk.
Now I'm afraid I'm going to put my arms down. Okay. So the Incarnation Cross, Haley, where does Incarnation Cross come from in your chart? What is it?
It is, so it's only 4 gates, and those 4 gates are going to be your conscious and unconscious, sun and earth. So it just takes the biggest energies in your chart, and we put them into this like feel good hug of a paragraph.
Or 2 paragraphs. Or 2. Yes. So a lot of people like to say it's like your life path. It's kind of the purpose. It's really an overarching theme in your life because, as you said, it is consisting of your 2 sun gates, your 2 earth gates, and everything in your chart is funneling up through those energies. So they play a very big part in what you're here for, what you're about. And when you are living according to your type, following your strategy, your authority, this is like what we highlight here is the, potential of the energy that you carry with you at all times. Now, it doesn't mean you're doing it wrong if you're not living, straight up to this right now, but it's aspirational in the sense that when you just really relax and just allow your energy, let it inform you of how you should move, what you should respond to, your timing, all that stuff according to your energy type. This is the energy that emanates from you and is the gift that you bring to the people around you. And so that's why we like to highlight that here on the podcast. So today we're going to look at the left angle cross of distraction 2. So left angle cross means it is a profile 9 is...
It starts with a 5 or a 6.
5 or 6. That's right. Your profile. So you're either a 5-1, 5-2, or a 6-2, 6-3. Right? There we go. And so these... and so this cross consists of, in the conscious side of your chart, right-hand side, black numbers. Sun is in gate 60, which we just talked about, acceptance. And Earth is in gate 56, which we just talked about, which is stimulation. Did I say that right? 56? Yeah. Okay. And then on the left side of your chart, unconscious side, the red numbers, Sun is in gate 28, the game player. And your Earth is in gate 27, the gate of caring.
So we have acceptance, stimulation, the game player, and caring.
Mm-hmm. Oh, first time. Gold star, Haley.
Yes.
I mean that. Okay, so if you were born under the left-hand cross of distraction, 2, you're here to reconnect people with what is original, grounded, and already proven to work. You carry a natural respect for what came before and an ability to sense when something new is being adopted simply for the sake of change. Your presence invites others to pause, reflect, reconsider. You help communities remember that wisdom does not expire and that stability, tradition, and lived experience hold real power when they are understood and honored. Your work is rooted in helping others reclaim sovereignty over their lives by reshaping how they understand their past. You guide people to translate challenge and struggle into insight, clarity, and self-leadership. Through language, storytelling, and thoughtful reflection, you help them rewrite the narrative they live inside of. You show how words shape perception, and perception shapes the future. And you teach others to choose stories that support growth, expansion, and personal authority. Your gift is helping people step out of inherited narratives of struggle and into a consciously chosen story that reflects who they truly are and where they are going. Ta-da.
It's good. I'm trying. I can't really place it to the distraction other than like it distracts them enough in the moment to think about it.
Well, sometimes it comes through clearly to me what the name distraction is really talking about. I mean, Ra did name these, so they aren't always great. But it is something to contemplate, because I was thinking the same thing as I was going through it. Like, what is the distraction?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it could be, were we distracted into believing one thing about ourselves, but it's really, changing that narrative kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because there is this like changing perception in your life. Are you distracted by other stories? And I think when I think about the game player too, it's part of that channel of struggle, but it's also adventure and challenge and being up for it, like having the energy to do that. So
yeah, some of the cross names are like they come across a lot more clear when we do our descriptions, but this one is not one of those.
Sorry.
I almost want to call it no, it's not your fault. I almost want to call it like the left angle cross of pause or something. Like that's what it feels more than like distraction. It's like it's creating that pause so people actually think about it.
Yeah. Rethinking, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Can't win them all.
Hey, what it's actually talking about is great.
Maybe I'll refine it. Who knows? But I don't change the names. Let's see. She changes the names of them. What does she call? Let's see what she calls it in.
Okay, let's see.
Quantum. Let's see. In quantum human design.
She being Karen Curry Parker. I don't think we've actually said her name in a while.
Karen Curry Parker.
It's a fun name.
Let's see. I'm looking at the encyclopedia.
Oh yeah, you're on your new computer.
I know. Look at that. I can look at things and be on the same time. So that's the juxtaposition cross. So she calls it. She calls it the left angle cross of expansion.
Ooh,
she's better at
it. Yeah. Well, she does. She frames a lot of them into more of the positive aspects of it, whereas Ra delivered it was delivered to him, and he delivered as the shadow.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, well, traditional was a lot about the shadow, but that's where we were. Which I just had a conversation with someone yesterday, which that episode's coming out later this month. Her name's Tracy Poisner, and we talked about some of that too, about how the shadow work is an important place to start, and it's where most people come in. I always think when you hear shadow work, it sounds so dark and like, oh, we have to get all deep and twisty, but it's really just conditioning. It's just the behaviors we've learned and that are really casting that shadow over our brilliance and what we really can be, and how different our reality is now in 2020 1986 than it was in 1987 when this system was first brought through Raw. It was a long time ago. I don't even want to say how long ago that was. It was 40 years ago almost.
When?
87.
97, 2007. I just skipped the 10s.
I always do. Well, let's see. We're in 2026. So
it'll be almost 40 years.
So maybe almost. Years. So wait. 97, 2007, 2017, 27. Yeah, that's 40 years almost. Wow. Haley, you were alive for almost 30 of those. Gosh, you're coming up on 29 this year, huh?
Yep.
Yep, rounding out those 20s. That Saturn return coming your way. Haley gets to go on the roof. Haley's going on the roof. She's very excited.
Yes. I think I'm already stepping up the ladder to the roof.
You open the window and you're up there. I'm coming. Well, it doesn't have to be exactly at your 30th birthday. We can look at when your Saturn return actually is. That'll give us a good idea of when it... Anyways. Okay, here we go. So we thank you all for listening. We're glad you're here. We're glad you've, possibly been with us on all these transit episodes. And as we move through January, we'll see where we show up. But if you really want to know, get on the email list because you'll be the first to know where we're going with this. So until next time, Haley, love you. Thanks for being here. Everybody, thanks for listening. And bye for now.
Bye.
You made it all the way to the end of today's episode, so you must have liked what you heard. If you did, make sure you subscribe so you never miss an episode, and perhaps leave us a good review. And if you know someone who wants to dig into all things human design with us, make sure you share the Human Design Hive podcast with them. We'd really appreciate it. Thanks for listening.